Hello, in this video, we're going to talk about a node that is very simple to use, which is called the rename column node. And there's a couple different reasons you might want to rename a column, right? Maybe the file that you're joining to is from a data warehouse, and the name of the column is something that's used internally, but maybe it's not something that you want to show on a data visualization after you create your model, right? Or maybe this is a file that you're borrowing from a coworker and the names of the columns aren't necessarily intuitive, so you want to change it to be more intuitive. So it's very simple to do this. You just click on the data set node, you click preview, and then you'll see here, this is the first 1,000 rows. These are the 8 columns. And let's say, for example, we want to change transaction number because this isn't really a number, right? This is an alphanumeric ID. This isn't something that you could add these together or average them or multiply them or anything like that. And the same goes for customer number, right? This is really an ID. So I'll show you how we can rename both of those within the same node in the Sway AI platform very easily. And by the way, I just want to show you that if you go to column view, you'll see that those transaction number and customer number fields were correctly brought in as string. So the format is correct. It's just that the title is a little misleading. So if we go here and we click plus and we start typing rename, we can rename the columns. We'll select the data set, which is our CSV file. And let's start with the first one, which is the transaction number. And to be a little more descriptive and accurate, let's call it transaction ID. And if we click the plus sign here, you'll see we can rename multiple columns at the same time, which is great. So if we go to customer number, let's call that customer ID. And then we click save. And then if we go to the rename columns node, which has just been added to our workflow, and we click preview, you'll see that the first 2 columns have indeed been renamed to transaction ID and customer ID. So we can do that for any columns within our data set. We can rename them to whatever we want. And that is the rename column node. And I hope that's been helpful. And thank you for using the Sway AI platform.